Hello, my name is Strong, and this video is me analyzing a theme that I found in the Iliad. To start off, the Iliad is an epic from a long time ago, written or spoken by the poet from long ago, Homer. And the Iliad is the great story that takes place, that explains all the little events that have happened in the Trojan War from why it happened to it's the fall of Troy. And in the Iliad, there are many themes that scholars have talked about that exist in the Iliad, but specifically for this video, I wanted to go over my theme specifically that I analyzed in the story and I found to come up and reoccur a lot is the theme that in the pursuit of honor and glory, one could cast away their relationships, just as well as in the pursuit of upholding relationship bonds, one could cast away all their honors in the act of such. To start off, I will be pairing the examples that I see in the book with visual clips that I found from a video game a long time ago that I've watched that has been very accurate with the story that I've been reading as well. So I'm going to pair those two together to help give you guys a more visual understanding of what's happening in the story. The video game is called Warriors Legends of Troy. It's not the best video game, but it is a very accurate one about the story. So I think the visual clips are nice and will go greatly well with what we're explaining and to help people understand. To start off, where the theme, we're gonna go over a character that many of you guys might know or may not know. His name is Achilles, and he is a very core character in the story of the Trojan War. Achilles is the invincible warrior, as you know, from Greece, king of the Myrmidons, and he enters. I believe, if I remember correctly, sorry, he was prophesied to have a lot of glory within his lifetime in his name. So obviously, when he hears about this war that breaks out in against the Trojans, he obviously comes to seek out glory. And him and his fellow men, the Myrmidons, come out to seek glory with his friend Patroclus. Patroclus, yes. And basically, as you know, with my theme relating to honor and glory, he and his friend Patroclus are really close bonds. And when it comes to the story, will involve Patroclus and Achilles later on. Those two will be involved later on in this story about thematics. But first, the first relationship that Achilles really starts to ruin in his seek for glory is his relationship with the gods and the spirits from above. Achilles is a really prideful and arrogant person, as you'll see in the Iliad, with his actions. And in such, because he's the invincible warrior of the Myrmidon, he does let his pride get to him a lot. And in his seek for glory, he does ignore the words of the gods and their wills a lot, believing that he himself is the one that should write his fate and honor.
Achilles' mother, Thetis, nymph of the seas, came to her son. She warned him that he should not harm Troilus, the youngest Trojan prince, should he encounter him on his journey. Prince Troilus, warned Thetis, was a favored of Apollo, and killing him would incur the wrath of the gods. Was it pride? Was it arrogance? Or was it pure folly that drove Achilles to ignore his mother's warning and declare that no fate, no god on Mount Olympus could keep him from what he had already resolved to do? The destruction of the house of Priam.
Achilles, do you really believe the answer to this sickness lies in the temple?
Is Apollo not the source of all plagues?
Well, I hope he inspires his priests to be generous with their answers.
Come, Patroclus. Let's meet this blessed of the gods.
Patroclus! Go find the High Priest!
So already we're seeing Achilles just completely throw out the words of the gods, and if you know anything from most Greek stories, when you disobey the words of the gods, it incurs a very, very bad fate and many consequences to come
I will
ahead.
deal with this son of yours. I am here, Apollo!
You dare to enter my temple and kill a beloved son of Troy at my feet? You may be the son of one divine, but you are a mortal. Achilles, the glory you seek is yours. I bestow it upon you, far beyond what any son of man has ever seen or will see. All you must do is learn its cost.
Alrighty, now that he has completely destroyed all divine relationship that he may have ever had with Apollo and any respect between the two, we can start getting back to the story that involves Achilles and Patroclus. With the wrath of Apollo already incurred, the war starts to swing towards the sides of the Trojans. Many disputes happen between Agamemnon and Achilles, which ultimately cause Achilles to pull out the war. And suddenly now, Patroclus feels that he needs to step in, and we slowly start to see what the gods are planning for Achilles.
What are you doing?
The men will follow this armor into the jaws of death. If you will not put it on and help save us from the brink of defeat, I will wear it and lead them myself.
Agamemnon is a snake. He comes to beg and never cares to admit his guilt.
So it's pride that keeps you, Achilles. I will lead our men to victory, keeping your pride intact and Agamemnon's in ruins. I will go in your stead, and only your sword will stop me.
You will push the Trojans back to the river, but you will not go across it. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Patroclus? Patroclus, you will not cross the river.
So already we can see how strong the bond between Achilles and Patroclus is, that he would even go out to risk his own life, not to gain himself honor to his name, but to keep Achilles' honor in the battlefield intact. So down the story, let us see if Achilles is also willing to uphold his friendship over honor.
This is not Achilles. Why is this man wearing Achilles' armor?
A sleeping beast was about to be wakened, his roar to be heard across the land, his fury to provoke carnage and ruin never seen before. The vibrant color of spilled blood soon turns into dark patches of putrid waste. The darkened, contaminated soil around Troy loomed like a portent of darker deeds yet to come. Woe is to him that believes the god. Muse, help me now tell how great Achilles swore dark vengeance for the slaying of Patroclus.
Now our story takes a complete turn. With the death of Patroclus, we now get to see the complete other side of the theme of what happens when a man loses one of the strongest bonds he has in the world. We get to see how much of his honor is still left intact on his pursuit of vengeance to uphold his friendship with Patroclus.
Hector,
Achilles, as we are both men of honor, let us promise that whoever wins today shall return the body of the other to his people. I will promise this to you before the gods. Will you do the same?
Lions do not make promises to men, nor wolves to sheep. Your blood will quench Ares's thirst, and your flesh will be left for wild dogs to tear asunder. Prepare yourself.
Already denouncing all honors for this battle, even when Hector himself addresses Achilles as a man of honor. With the slaying of Patroclus, we get to see what happens when someone loses a strong bond in their life and all they can think about is revenge. Consumed by it, actually, he will throw away all of his honor. We get to see Achilles walk down that path for the revenge of Patroclus.
I will rend your limbs from your body and feed them to the dogs.
My family will offer abundant gold for my ransom. Take it, and give my body back to my father, so I may have the right of burning. Promise me this, please. The hand of fate dooms us all, Achilles. I die for my people. Who will you die for?
Don't speak of my fate. It's mine to forge, and no god on Mount Olympus will change that! So dies the madman who thought he killed Achilles!
And just like that, we get to see Achilles denouncing all honors he had ever held in the pursuit of revenge for his friend slaying Patroclus.
His revenge complete, Achilles was free to mourn his fallen friend and lay his ashes in an urn of gold, meant for two, with instructions that if he were to fall in battle, his ashes were to be buried in the same urn on that same day.
As cruel, as twisted, and as ironic as it gets, all of Achilles' arrogant action have always came back at him with some very severe consequences. First being the slaying of his friends Patroclus, and later on him falling to the hands of Paris, another son of Troy, also seeking revenge for all the relationship and bonds that he had lost, but he never had any honor to intact and keep himself in the first place.
Move! Move!
Die, beast!
It's done.